Hi, friends. As we all know, office hysteroscopy is a procedure which is done without anesthesia. This patient came to me with continuous pervaginal white discharge and lower abdominal pain. Her ultrasound was normal, her urine report was normal. I failed to see her cervix on post-speculum examination because she has a lot of vaginal rugae. When I did a pervaginal examination, I could feel a nodularity on the cervix, so I decided to take her up for scopy. While I'm doing this, I'm broadly classifying my steps in four parts. First, I look at the vagina by doing a vaginoscopy. In this case, you can see that the vagina is absolutely normal. Next, we go to examination of the os. As you can see here, I'm using the tip of my scope to break through the tenacious mucus to get a better look at the external os. And now getting a better look, you can see that there is a Nabothian cyst over here, which is probably what I was feeling while doing a PV examination. And if you can see, there are certain calcifications. These are all signs of chronic cervicitis. In an office hysteroscopy, you cannot hold the anterior lip of the cervix, you cannot dilate the internal os, so your hands need to be really stable while going into the cervical canal. The important thing to remember while doing this procedure is that the patient needs to remain calm throughout. She should not move or lift her buttocks. She's going to feel this pressure while entering the cervix, especially when the scope is navigated through the internal os. This is the most crucial step because as a surgeon, you will find it a little difficult to navigate through this space, and she will experience most pain while you are navigating through this space. My pressure is under 100 of Hg continuously through the procedure. When the scope is near the internal os, I prefer to wait there. When you wait, the pressure of the water slowly shows you the direction in which you should be going. As you can see, I'm turning and twisting the light cable so as to not raise the endometrium at all. If you don't raise the endometrium, you get a very clear view of the picture as you can see in this video. Once you're through the internal os, she's not going to experience pain. You can very comfortably examine the endometrial cavity. As you can see in this patient, it is an extremely clear endometrial cavity. There are no signs of endometritis. She had no isthmocele, which is a very common cause of continuous discharge with pain in abdomen. She had no stenosis at any stage, which could probably lead to pyometra. And to complete the list, there is no foreign body. For this procedure, I'm using a 2.9 Bertocci hysteroscope. There is also a 1.9 hysteroscope, which is specifically designed for office hysteroscopy. This is a diagnostic procedure, but this can also be an operative or a therapeutic procedure. As long as you stay in the endometrium of the patient and do not tug on the myometrium, the patient is not going to experience any pain. So you can comfortably remove a small fibroid or a small polyp or take an endometrial biopsy and come out. An important thing to remember is that the fibroid or the polyp which is being excised needs to be broken into smaller pieces. You are not dilating the internal os here. The pieces which come out have to be really small. This is a beautiful procedure according to me because you require skill to pass the hysteroscope through the cervix without the patient experiencing any pain. The next plan of this patient would be to take a pap smear after the discharge reduces a little. I have given her a course of antibiotics. We'll continue our hysteroscopy series with some more interesting cases. Thank you for watching.